In 1943, much of Europe was under Nazi control. Denmark's Jews had one desperate chance for freedom: find a harbour and sail to neutral Sweden. But getting there meant crossing a heavily guarded stretch of water. Over the next 3 weeks, in secret, thousands of families made for the coast, to fishing villages like here at Gilleleje. Praying that they wouldn't be betrayed by informers, scores of people hid out in the buildings around here, waiting for good weather and hoping that a fisherman might be able to ferry them to safety.
The fisherman that was given the responsibility to take us over was a man that never had navigated away from the coast. He had bought a compass, but he didn't know how to use it.
Thank you. About 20 men, women and children could be crowded onto a fishing boat of this size, trusting in the fishermen to get them across this fairly narrow stretch of water across to Sweden, which you can see tantalisingly close on the horizon. But they would have been all too aware that there were German patrol boats in the area.
It was terrifying, and I could not, excitement I couldn't feel.
After several hours at sea, just before dawn, they arrived off the coast of what they thought was Sweden.
We saw land, we saw the lighthouse, the light going over the waters.
But in the darkness, their skipper had sailed around in a circle.
We were at the southern point of Denmark, and the people sitting at the lighthouse were not Swedes, but were Germans. The fishermen didn't know. We first thought he was a traitor, but we realized he was as afraid as we were.
They tried again, but now in broad daylight, exposed to patrolling German aircraft.
To get over in daylight, and we were lying down under wooden covers, and who knew where we were going? I mean, it was just a coincidence that we actually got to a Swedish place. And it was close to 1 o'clock noon when, by a miracle, a son of a Swedish fisherman went into his father, and they took us on board on their boats, and we came into land. And I remember when he said, "Välkomna till Sverige," welcome to Sweden. And I can tell you that I'm still in touch with this little boy, who is no longer 6, but something like 72.
On a day like this, with a benign sea and Sweden clearly visible on the horizon, it seems remarkable, but not every boat was as seaworthy as this one, and some of them just didn't make it.
There were tragedies, but 95% of Denmark's Jews, almost 8,000 men, women and children, were helped to safety in Sweden. Together, ordinary Danes had defied Nazi tyranny. In the darkest of times, a shining beacon of hope.
And to quote my late father, Jewish history have many examples where Jews were helped to leave the country, but where Jews were welcomed back. That is a unique story, and we were certainly welcomed back.